Hopefully everyone can hear me. Hello, good evening. My name is Braeden Mannering, and I'm very excited to have the opportunity to talk with you on this inauguration day. It's a huge relief to know that we are celebrating President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris as the new leaders of our country. We know they both embrace the need for public service and encourage others to give back to their communities. It is exciting to know that our president grew up in Delaware, which is my home state. He graduated from the University of Delaware, which is where I hope to go to school in just a couple years. And I'm excited for our first woman Vice President, Kamala Harris, because I know she'll be a fantastic and strong leader. But before we look forward, let me first briefly tell you a little bit about who I am. When I was 9 years old, I had the honor of meeting former First Lady Michelle Obama after winning her Healthy Lunchtime Challenge. We had dinner together in the gold ballroom of the White House, and I had the privilege of sitting across the table from Michelle Obama. We talked about a lot of things, but one thing I remember most is when she asked the kids at my table how we could pay the experience forward. At the time, I didn't know how to answer her, but seeing a lot of homeless people in Washington, D.C. got me thinking. 2 days after returning home, I saw a man with a cane on the street, and it was raining, and he was holding a sign that said he was homeless. My mom was driving me and my brother and sister home at the time. But when we got home, I went to the kitchen and packed up a bag with snacks and water, and I also grabbed my mom's umbrella. I asked my mom to drive me back to the man, and she packed us into the car so I could deliver the bag. The man was so thankful to receive the bag of food. He took my hand and said, "Thank you, son." This was when I knew how to answer Michelle Obama's question. My answer is now called 3B or Brae's Brown Bags, and I've given out over 15,000 bags packed with healthy food and clean water. I include a note from me and contact information for services that can provide the person with more help. The bags I give to children always include a book, and in the winter we add hand warmers. 3B is now an official public charity, and I'm raising money and awareness about food insecurity every day. It isn't just important for me and for you to eat healthy. It is important for all of us to be able to eat healthy. When it comes to food insecurity, which is a topic very important to me, I explain that it means there are people who do not always know where their next meal is going to come from. I know there are kids in my own school and probably my own classroom who do not always know when they will get their next healthy meal. It is a real problem, and I consider it a social injustice. It is an injustice that we are not all given the same opportunity to eat healthy. It is an injustice that some people have to choose between taking their kid to the doctor when they are sick or choosing to feed their family. No parent should have to make that choice. Each person we see in our lives has value. They are someone's son, someone's daughter, whether they have a roof over their head or not. President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris understand this. They see the value in every person and they seek for equity. They seek to show us all that we belong. Today, President Joe Biden said, "We must end this uncivil war that pits red against blue, rural versus urban, conservative versus liberal. We can do this if we open our souls instead of hardening our hearts. If we show a little tolerance and humility, and if we are willing to stand in the other person's shoes. As my mom would say, just for a moment, stand in their shoes." We know that food and nutritional insecurity are serious problems, and we know that hunger can impact all of us. But I also believe that we all have the power to be part of the solution. Whether you are 9 years old, 17 years old, or even 85 years old, I believe that all of us can help end hunger. We can work together. We can make a difference. Not tomorrow, today. One brown bag. That's all it is. It's simple, but it's powerful. You know why? Because when you set out to be a leader, you don't just gain followers, but you create other leaders. Today, as we celebrate President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris, I know that our future is bright. And I have great hope, and I thank all of you for your dedication to ending hunger and supporting public service. Now let's celebrate.